Today we're going to try to create a payroll application. So basically, a payroll application is a software designed to streamline or automate the process of paying employees in a company. It typically calculates the salaries, taxes, deduction, and allowances, and every other financial aspect related to employee compensation. To do that first, we'll try and write out the formulas we are going to be needing. Okay, this video is going to be in two parts, so let's do the first formula. So for that, we're going to need the monthly gross pay. So our first formula, number one, monthly gross pay, and that is equals to the basic salary plus housing allowance. I'll just write housing plus medical allowance plus transport allowance. So to get your monthly gross payment, you add the basic salary, housing allowance, medical allowance, and transport. The next formula we're going to look into is the housing allowance. So, and the formula for that, we're going to get 20% of the basic salary equals to the housing allowance basic. Next is the medical allowance, and the formula for that would be we're going to use 15%. Also, as I said, 15%, yes, of the basic salary, and next we have the transport allowance. So for transport, and transport allowance will be 10% of the basic. Okay, so this is the first four formula we're going to use in the first part of this video. Now let's go into building our payroll application. For this application, we're going to have staff ID, name, basic salary, housing allowance, medical allowance, transport allowance, and the monthly gross pay. We're going to have all those columns. So let's start with it. First, we have the staff ID. Next, we have the name. Definitely, our staffs need to have their names. Next, we have the basic salary for each of the staff. So let's adjust this a bit. Next, we have the housing allowance. Then we have the medical allowance. Then we have transport allowance. Then we have the monthly gross income. Let's adjust this a bit. Okay. Then we have the monthly Okay, so let's work with this for the first part of this video. Now we have our staff name. We have from 1 to, let's use 1 to 15. So 1, 2. So let's use the flash fill to fill. Okay, so let's give our staff's name. I will definitely start my name. So let's use my name first, Maria Jeme. You can decide to use your name also as the first one. So the first staff is Maria Jeme. The next staff we have, let's say Anita James. Next we have Samuel Jacob. You can just use, I'm just using random names of people that come to my mind. Next we have, let's say Obi Obuna. Okay. Then we have, this is Sandra Olu. Okay. Let's get one more name then. We can fill up the rest of the names ourselves later. Then let's say Okoro Sarah. Okay, these are six of the staff names we have. So next, let's give everybody their basic salary. For Mary Jeme, she's earning the highest, so let's say 250,000. For Anita James, she's earning 95,000, or let's say 96,000. For Samuel Jacob is earning 110,000. This is earning, let's say, 80,000. Next, let's say 120,000. Let's say 105,000. We're just getting random numbers. Okay, so we have to format this and put a currency sign. So control copy everything, right click, go to format cells. Format cell, we're going to choose currency. It's in dollar, but I want it to be naira. Let's use Nigeria currency. So I can pick any of this. Do okay, I want it to be in two decimal place and do okay. So we have this formatted. So let's go to our housing allowance. I will set the formula for housing allowance is what 20% of basic salary. So we do equals to 20% times our what basic salary, and we have 50%, 50,000. So 20% of 250,000 is 50,000. So let's just drag down to 15, and we can see we have the housing allowance for everybody. And for those that are not yet employed, is 00. So what if we have a new employee? Let's see if this is going to automate the housing allowance. So let's say we have Chioma Adamu, and Chioma's Adamu's salary, let's say our salary is 100,000. So we see it automated to 20,000 naira. immediately. So that means for every new employee that comes in, once you put the person's salary, it's going to be automated. That's the meaning. So even if you have blanks there, for every new employee that comes in, once you input the salary, it's going to be automated. Okay, so let's go on. Then for here we have the medical allowance. We said medical allowance is what 15% of the basic salary. So equals to, remember, for every formula you're calling into Excel, you need to use the equals to key to tell Excel that you're about to call in a formula. So let's go ahead. So equals to 15% times the basic salary, and we have 37,500. So let's drag down. Okay, and we have this. So let's go to transport allowance. Transport allowance is 10% of the basic salary. So equals to 10% times the basic what? Salary. And we have 25,000. So we're going to drag down also. And we have this. So the last for this part of the video is our monthly gross income. And we said our monthly gross income is basic salary plus housing plus medical plus transport. So we're going to use our sum formula to do that. So equals to sum. Use your tab key to call it in. Select this range: basic salary, housing allowance, medical allowance, and transport allowance. So the monthly gross income for Mary Ojema is 362,500 naira. So let's drag down. And we can see the monthly gross income for every other person. So let's do a quick formatting of this. So let's copy this, come to our home. We want to make it bold. Let's make the font size, let's say 14. So with that, we have to increase this a bit. Okay, we're good to go. So let's change the color. Let's use the shade of blue. Next, we want to give colors to each of the columns. So let's make our housing allowance blue. So just this. We're going to use a lighter shade of blue. Let's use this. Let's make our medical allowance green. Copy this. Come here. Change it to what? Green. Then let's make our transport yellow. Come here. Change it to what? Yellow. Then let's make our monthly gross income. Um, let's give it a lighter shade of yellow. And let's see how it will turn out. So I think let's give it this. So we have this. Okay, now let's do this. Let's write the percentage on each of them. So let's just take this and let's match and center allowance. Let's give it a color also. Let's give it this one. And let's add border to this place. Let's just do border. Should we use Let's just do up border. So let's write housing allowance. We know that that is just to know the percentage. This is 20%. So we write 20% here. Let's take it to the middle. Center. Oh, sorry. Control Z. Center. Medical allowance is 15%. Let's take that to the middle also. The transport allowance is 10%. Let's take that to the middle. Let's make all of them. Let's make it bold. Bold to the middle and bold. Okay, let's give borders to all our tables here. Let's give it a border. So come here and go to all border. So it's getting a shape now. This is what we have. So this is part one of this